Okay, just woke up. Well, I woke up a lot actually throughout the night. I didn't actually end up falling asleep till around 2 in the morning, just because like I kept hearing things and there was people driving around everywhere. But yeah, it wasn't until around 2 when I actually crashed, and it is now 12 o'clock. I've woken up quite a few times in between that. But I'm still tired, but we can't stay in bed forever. So, how many hours is that? Let's see. That's 10 hours. Okay. That's not as bad as I was thinking it was, because, if you're waking up at noon, it's like, oh my goodness, you slept forever, but I didn't actually sleep until 2. If I'd fallen asleep at 8 o'clock, like when I laid down, that would have been crazy. But, alas. So, we gotta get packed up, take down the hammock, everything, and then go get breakfast, and then I need to call Amtrak. We'll probably do that at Taco Bell, so let's do it. That's quite infuriating. I just did like an entire intro, and I wasn't even recording for it. But this is day 4, for those of you who don't know, of my long walk, I'm calling it. Even though there's not a lot of walking, since we've gotten a bike, we've been taking the trains a lot too. There hasn't been much walking, but it should be. So I might have to consider renaming it. But today is going to be that's right. It's called The Long Walk, right? Not after the movie that's coming out, but because I'll be doing this route that I'm going to edit in. You see it on the screen? That's what I'm going to be doing. It should be fun. I mean, originally I was planning for it to take about 2 months, but it might have to get cut short / ran through really fast. I don't know. We'll see. There's like a lot of things that I was hoping I could do. A lot of people I'm hoping I could meet. A lot of new people I'm hoping I could meet. But yeah, so we just spent our first night in a hammock in the park. We have all of our stuff out of the hammock right there, ready to go. We have our bike right over there, chained up to that tree. So we're gonna take all this down, put it back in my bag, and then we're gonna go over to the Taco Bell, which is just that way. I mean, I can't see it, you can't see it, but it's over there. It says it's a 3-minute bike ride. One thing that I've noticed when I've been biking around, just because I have my really heavy backpack, it hurts to sit down on the bike, first of all. But second, using my bike, I've noticed that if something says it's 10 minutes away, it takes me about 15 minutes, maybe more, right? I think it's just because, I kind of go slower because I can't really go full speed. I prefer to be standing up on the bike too. And, you'd think, okay, just pedal while you're standing up. But when I have my backpack on, it's really hard to pedal while I stand up, especially fast. Because, the bike goes like side to side as you're pedaling like that. And that's really hard to balance on, right? Because I become extremely top heavy. But yeah. Also too, I don't know if I mentioned it, but when I was in the hotel the night before last night, I said I'm thinking about just doing laundry like in the bathtub. I didn't get to that. I just fell asleep. So we got to find a laundry mat to do them at, which, is going to cost me a couple bucks, but should be better than, it should be more higher quality than just doing laundry in a bathtub. So, also too, I slept pretty good. I didn't get bothered once by anybody or anything, which is good. I was really worried that I was going to wake up to like some like homeless guy, like trying to like open my hammock or like messing with my stuff or trying to get my bike, but we didn't. So, I don't know. I've been wondering, like, since I've been like riding on the side of the bike, if you saw somebody right on the side of the road carrying a big backpack with them on a bike, you'd probably think they were homeless. So I wonder how many people think I am homeless. I know one person has asked me if I am, and I was like, no, I have a home in California, which, you know, sounds like the biggest lie ever, because who the freak, like, yeah, you have a home in California, so why are you in Providence? You know, why are you like in a McDonald's parking lot at 1 a.m. if you're have a home in California? You know, it's kind of weird. So, I don't know. It's honestly beautiful out here. It's a great day. It's really nice. I know it's kind of warm. I can't lie. Like, it's nice standing here, right? Like, I feel perfect, right? Like, it's perfect. Like, I don't feel cold. I don't feel hot right now. But I know that once I start moving with my bag on and with my bike, I'm going to start feeling hot. And I'm going to sweat. So, I'm going to hurry up, pack all my things away. It didn't rain that much last night. Like, there's a few times I woke up to the sound of, like, water falling on my hammock. But it never lasted more than, like, a second or two. So, it was probably just... Honestly, it could have totally just been, like, the water on the trees falling off, like, when a wind gust came through. That's probably what it was, now that I'm thinking about it. But, I don't know. I need to decide if sleeping... Because my hammock has a mosquito net, right? And when I put the tarp over it like that, I can't see anything. But it feels much more private compared to if I didn't. But it means that somebody could just walk right up to me. You know, so it's like, do I take out the tarp and put... So I can, like, see around me and be aware? Or should I leave it and just, you know, like, cover myself up? And that makes it, too, so I can get changed in the hammock. Even though last night I didn't feel like doing that. It was so crowded already in the hammock because I had I had all my stuff in there that I didn't feel like changing. So, yeah. I've been talking too much. I'm hungry. I want Taco Bell. Let's go get it. Alright, guys. We're all packed up and ready to go. I feel honestly like pretty dirty, kind of grimy, because, you know, I'm still in the same clothes as yesterday and I slept in them. So, we're going to head over to Taco Bell. I mean, like, look at this. Like, it's almost like you can't even tell that we were camped here. Like, I mean, and that's good. You know, anywhere that you want to go, you want to be respectful of the area. You know, there's a saying for, like, leave no trace, and it's take only pictures, leave only footprints, right? Because you don't want to, you know, it'd be like if there was a rose bush on the side of the road, right? That was beautiful. And, you know, you were like, I'm going to take a rose with me, right? But if every person who passed the rose bush took a rose with them, there wouldn't be any roses for people after them to admire. And, you know, it's also, too, in today's world, we have photos, we have videos. So you can record what it was that you enjoyed most about it without actually destroying the environment. You know, it's not like you have to take a little rock home as a souvenir. Take a big walking stick home as well. Like, you know, you can just, I mean, I get it. Mementos are cool, but you just need to be careful because, you know, we only have a limited amount of things on this planet. You know, as much as, you know, as big as the world may seem, it's all still a closed environment, you know. There's only so much of everything on this planet. So, we're going to head over to Taco Bell right now, get the bike unhooked, and eat some breakfast. I don't know if they're still serving breakfast at Taco Bell. Do they serve all-day breakfast at Taco Bell? I forgot. Oh, well, we're going to find out. We're here in Taco Bell. Honestly, it's like, I think it's cheaper here than in California, which would make sense. I mean, a lot of things have been cheaper, I'm noticing. But that's also because, you know, when a minimum wage here is pretty low. I wonder if it's federal minimum wage here, which is $7.25 an hour, which is diabolical. I'm going to check real quick. Alright, guys. I got off the phone with Amtrak. Long process, but talked to the lady. The lady was like, that's horrible. I can't help you with the hotels. However, I can help you with your ticket. So she made the ticket that I'm getting tomorrow. It cost me about $60. She made it the price of the original ticket I paid, which good, right? Saved me about 20 something bucks, right? Absolutely Okay, so what we're gonna do is she gave me an email that I have to submit the request form to, but it should be fine. I'm having difficulty finding a place to shower. I'm not too sure. So we're gonna have to figure out something. It's hard to find gyms. Like, I'm calling them and they're not picking up because I don't know. Is it weird to ask, hey, do you guys have a shower at the gym? I don't feel like that's a weird thing to ask. So we're gonna figure out where it's a nearby shower, and then there's a laundromat right next to me though. Like, I can literally see it out the window, which makes me wonder, should I just do laundry first? But then I'll have a dirty pair of clothes because of the clothes I'm wearing. You know? So that's where we're at right now. Alright guys, quick little update. I couldn't find any nearby gyms that like unreasonable amount. Cause, you know, if I have to bike 5 miles somewhere to shower, I'm gonna bike 5 miles back and then sweat, and I'm gonna be gross again because I'm gonna have to take my backpack with me. So I think we're just gonna do laundry today. Tomorrow we'll get to the hostel. I can shower there, leave my bag at the hostel because I'm not just getting there at night. I'm getting there like around 2 in the hostel. Check-in is 3. Get there at the hostel, check in, bam. That's the plan. Explore New York all the way through the night. Book our ticket to Niagara Falls the next day, probably at around 10. And the next day will be a certain holiday, September 11th. So I might actually go check out the 9/11 memorial on 9/11. That'll be a cool thing to do. There'll probably be a ceremony. So I might even push back my leaving time from New York further, just so I can like experience a memorial. So I think now we're gonna head over to the laundromat in a little. I'm gonna use the bathroom. I'm worried about, I hate it when I have to leave my stuff while I use the bathroom anywhere because, you know, it feels sketch, but I'm gonna go use the bathroom in the Taco Bell, probably take a dump. I'll just leave my bag here. I doubt anybody's gonna take it, and if they do, they're probably not gonna get far, so I will get back to you guys. Okay, so I just got out to talk about, there was no toilet paper in there, and the toilet didn't even flush. Right. So, we can see we have a laundromat right there. I don't even know. I'll turn the camera on in a second. Basically, there's the laundromat. There's a Dollar General down the street that way, I'm pretty sure. That's where we're gonna go get like a notebook and some pencils. And then we're gonna go there and do some laundry. And I'm gonna work on my notebook while I'm in there. It's also already like about as cold as it was last night, like in the middle of the night, as it is right now. And it's gonna get as low as like 50 degrees. So, it's definitely gonna be nice. We're gonna bundle up. Should be chill. Let's go to Dollar General first though. All right guys, we're here in Dollar General. I figured why we're here. We can also too pick up some meals for the road. Trying to find the school supplies. Dang, it's hard to steer with just one hand, I can't lie. Let's keep looking. I'm gonna keep looking. I'll check in when I find them, or if I don't find them. Hopefully I do. Okay, literally not even like I was literally right there when I said I'll check in with you guys, and I literally found them like 4 seconds later. So I'm thinking we don't need like, this would probably be good because I don't need a huge one. You know, I just need enough room to like put my thoughts down, draw a little. As for pencils, I don't know, that's $4. It's like a cheap writing utensil that we could get. There were pencils there for $1. They're gone. So, do these have lead in them? I'd imagine they would. Number 2 lead with 3 refills. It seems like steel. And then we don't need erasers. I do know, honestly, this seems like a really good purchase. Just because I know some of the hostels, like if I'm ever sleeping in a place that just has like pods, or if I need to leave something in like a locker, this would be good to have. I don't know if it's gonna be worth it though, we'll figure out. But let me consult some stuff. Alright guys, just got out of there. Dude, I've realized that every time I'm like looking at the camera, I'm like a kid like looking in a mirror. Like I go and start making weird faces and doing stuff, or touching my face and moving it around. I don't know why I do that, but we need to head over to the laundromat now. It said it's open 24 hours. I assume it's right. By it, I mean Google. So we're gonna head that way. It was a 6-minute bike ride here. Should be like another 6-minute bike ride there, as it wasn't. It was just flat the entire way. So let's get it. All right, guys, we're here. Got the bike locked up. We're at the laundromat. Let's go do some laundry. I feel like the day's been really short, but you know, it's partially my fault because I woke up at like, wait, did I lock the bike? I think I might just put the two ends together. Because, you know, I woke up at 2. Or not at 2, I woke up at 12, sorry. I can't talk. So, let's do some laundry. Thank you. Alright guys, so I haven't been to a laundromat in like forever. I don't know what all these different symbols mean. Okay, so there's like instructions right here. So I gotta load my clothes, close the door, select the simple cycle on temp, select extra wash so rinse if desired, add supplies, insert coin/card, push start. So that's good. I don't have to withdraw stuff from an ATM. I can just put my card in, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I haven't been to one of these in forever. I only have, honestly, I might go into the bathroom. I'm gonna go into the bathroom and get changed into new clothes. So that way I'm not still wearing dirty clothes and I can clean these clothes too. So I'm gonna go do that. I'm gonna go do that before I do anything, so let's go. Alright guys, it was a really long time trying to figure out how this worked. I eventually got it to work. It's running now, we got 27 minutes on that. I had to take up 2 baskets with my stuff, and now I had to take out everything because my detergent was at the bottom of the bag. Some of this stuff. So, I'm now going to use this spot to reorganize my entire bag. So, yeah, should be nice and easy. Alright, so, as I was saying, or I don't even think I was saying it. I think I meant to start the video, but I realized the microphone in. I don't know if you can see this. Right, this is a pair of black sweatpants that I have. Hold on, I'm gonna clip. You think I could like clip the microphone to my hair? Would that work? If I was like, hold up, wait, this might actually work. All right, you know what? It works for now. So, something that I was saying, right, is that this is a black pair of sweatpants, right? As you can see on it in some areas, where did it go? Like right here, you see that patch? It's gonna be kind of harder to see with the camera, but there's like a patch of like all this sticky stuff, right? That's because the inside of my bag I don't know. It's an old bag. It's my grandpa's, right? My granddad's. I think somebody sprayed it with like some sealant all on the inside, like long ago, and it's like all coming off because it gets all over everything that I put everywhere. Like, look at my backup pair of sunglasses. Hey, look, you see all that gunk, right? And it just gets. I don't know. I think these sunglasses are low-key chopped, like they're cooked. I might just toss them because this I don't know. I'm gonna try and wash them off. If they don't wash off, it's over. Right, so we'll put it right there. I'm just kind of unloading everything from my bag that I've gotten recently. We got some Sharpies here. I'm gonna take everything out of packaging that I've bought in packaging, so that way, we'll probably lose like a pound or two, because there's a saying, it's like, watch the ounces and the pounds will take care of themselves, right? So if we make sure that we're getting the lightest thing on everything, like, right, like everything's an ounce lighter, and that goes for like I already took the cardboard box off of the Ziploc bag. Like I did that immediately because it was, or not immediately, but I did it early on because the box was very inconvenient to hold. But yeah, I'm just gonna start. Um, First things, I'm gonna label these Ziploc bags as dirty clothes, so that way I don't put, because they stink. So that way I don't put clean things in here, or things that are important. Right? Like, dude, I forget that, like, I sealed them so tight and I squeezed out like literally all the air that it looked like it was vacuum sealed. That when I opened them, that one pair of pants I was wearing day one when I was sweating like so crazy, um, my pants were literally wet. They were still wet when I pulled them out today. So, bro, are we serious? Did this Sharpie already die? There we go. Bro, what in the world? Where did I even put the lid for it? Oh, you know what it might be? It might be all that like gunk from the old sealant, I'm gonna call it. That what like the Sharpie was writing on it, and it picked it all up, and it started. It couldn't write anymore because it was covered in it. I don't know. It's really annoying, especially when it gets in my clothes, right? Like I had a pair of underwear up here on the top of my pouch, right, and a pair of socks for emergencies. If the underwear, I'm not gonna wear that, right, because it's covered in gunk. So yeah, dirty clothes bag, right? Squeeze out all the air we can. Should have done that first. Get this cleaned out completely. No, there's still some there. So also two. Okay, so we got all of this stuff still in packaging. So I think I'm gonna put all the schoolish stuff in one bag. So we have like a. Honestly, I'll just put like all the stuff that I've bought in packaging in there. I'll put this in the first aid kit, right? We're just, honestly, this has been a good recovery day. We've just been organizing, right? Like, look, this first aid kit covered in gunk on the zippers. The zippers don't want to work, right? Those are two of my freaking. I don't know. I hopefully hope there's no pills just loose in here, because I think when I get to Canada, they're gonna ask me, do I have any medication? I have to be like, yeah, I have some painkillers, right? When I found that in my bag just open the other day, and I don't know when it had opened. All right, let's see what else do we got. I'm gonna put this extra battery for my headlamp in this battery container. Excuse me, come out. It's like stuck in there. It doesn't want to pop out. Come on. It's wiggling around. But is this like supposed to be like a child? Take your way or something? Am I stupid? Come on, open it. I'm like pressing as hard as I could. I'm gonna need to cut the plastic. Or maybe it's like you squeeze. Like maybe I'm supposed to just grab it. Like, oh, yeah, so it was in here like this, right? I'm out here trying to pull it out, right? Like squeeze it, right? Push it out. You were just supposed to grab it like that. Yeah. So just rotate it out. So you're supposed to be 10% smarter than the device that you're trying to use, they say. Ooh, I think that fits nicely. Oh, looks like a little battery container. Let me make sure. I don't think. So we want to make sure that the ends can't touch each other, right? And it looks like they can't, right? Like I feel like it would be really hard, but part of me thinks that it could still get on top of the other batteries. So I just need to make sure it can't. Yeah, no, see, it won't. It wouldn't be able to in the space that's inside of there. Because that could cause a fire, so we're chilling. And it was already fully charged, which is good. So we're gonna take this. See what else can we take out of the packaging. Tire repair kit. Honestly, you could probably put that in a bag with the pump that still has packaging on it. I have so many things that still have packaging. Pump needs to come off. Come out of packaging. Anything else? Let's see. I wish that I didn't have to buy like 500 Ziploc bags. I wish I could buy just one. That'd be awesome sauce. I also hope that the microphone is actually on. I low-key forgot to check, or that it even connected. Otherwise, this is going to be very quiet. So, actually, let me check, make sure that it was. Otherwise, we're cooked. Okay, so it was connected. It's just a little quiet. So, what I'm probably going to end up doing is turning up the volume a lot, like on that section of the clip. So, because I was realizing that too, because I was like looking over some of my areas. Sometimes, like in my videos, sometimes I'm really quiet, so you would have to turn up the volume, and then it goes to another lane where there's a lot of background noise, and I'm really loud. So I should probably try to make it so it's a more enjoyable viewing experience. And I can't open this. So yeah, we're gonna take all of these things out of their packaging now and get them all into the proper bags. Come on. Oh, I have to freaking work this open. Maybe if I move this back here more. Yeah, okay, that's, I feel like better. And then you can see what I'm doing with my hands instead of looking up. 2 ends. So let's get a Ziploc bag going for all related school supply stuff. You know, let's throw the batteries in there too, might as well. Now, oh yeah, I gotta keep opening this. My attention span, I feel like, is getting worse while I've been on this trip. Oh, my nail bent back. Yeah, that's gonna hurt. Okay. Well, that sucks. Are these pencils wrapped in plastic? No, they just have they just had plastic covering the eraser. That's neat, I guess. And put all of that in there. Sharpies, pens, book, pencils, lead, erasers. You know what? Should we put it in the same box as the tire repair kit, in the same bag? Honestly, for now, I'm gonna say no. Ooh, I can put all of this stuff though. I'll put my first aid kit and pain medicine all in here. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Ooh, we could also put microphone stuff in here. Oh, that reminds me. Where's the bag at? Where's the Batman bag? The Batman bag, aka the food bag. Right? This is where I have all the food, so if I'm ever in somewhere that I know has bears, I can like hang this up in a tree. Speaking of which, I need to buy a freaking. I have this in here. I need to buy some paracord just somewhere for that. And you don't want to buy cheap paracord. You know, there's things that you can cheap out on. You know, paracord is not one of them. If you cheap out on that, you pay the price. Alright, we also got the charging block in here, which I know there's an outlet over there, but I want to wait until I have all this organized before I go to the outlet. Done with that. Oh yeah, also too, we're just in the Crocs because I want to give my feet a break. I put new socks on because I was like, I don't want to air out my feet and, you know, gas everybody out of here. I feel like that would be mean. Not mean, but it's just rude, you know. Just open. Where's my knife? Also too, I didn't really look into it and I probably should have, but knife laws in Canada and all the states that I'm going to. Put our headlamp in here as well and our flashlight. I think would be a good idea so those don't get wet. While we're at it too, put the passport in there. Ooh. Wowza. Okay, this is just a lot of junk. I have an emergency blanket. That's always good to have. Um. All right. Now I can open that. Forgot to grab what I was looking for. Where did I put it? I swear I saw it not too long. Oh, there it was. It's all the way in the back. Oh yeah, this thing is covered in gunk too. Hopefully it opens. Okay, it does. Okay, we got an opening. I should be able to do the rest of my fingers and hopefully not bend another fingernail backwards. That is, it's, it hurts. I can't use it anymore. Little CO2 valve, and then a whole little tire repair kit. 13-piece kit. Uh, yeah, that's what all of this is. Does it have room in here for this? Because this feels like extremely light. Please open. Seems like, yeah, it seems like that this was made to go in here. Yeah, there's literally a little, I don't know if you can see it, but there's like literally a piece for the nozzle here to go. So that's nice. It all condenses down in one piece. Now we're gonna start a new bag for all this stuff. So we're gonna put that in there. Then we also put a knife in there. Next up, combination lock. We're gonna put this in here as well. Okay, hold up. I need to take a picture of what the code is for this. Give me a second. Alright guys, we're back. Nothing new really happened. I just tried to memorize the lock codes. It's also a pretty crappy lock, but you know, there's a saying: locks keep honest people honest. You know, if somebody really wants to steal something, they're gonna steal it. You know, um, it's just, you know, if I like, think about it. I mean, it's not like locks keep honest people honest, but it's like however honest you are, like you're gonna need a bigger lock depending on or however not honest you are. So if you're really, really like scheming, deceitful, right, sinful, you're gonna need a really big lock to counter them. But if it's just a normal person, right, you're not even gonna have to worry about them, just walking in somewhere that they're not supposed to, or opening something they're not supposed to, or taking something they're not supposed to. Now for this. So I'm gonna have to pull my knife for this again. Okay, the timer just went off right as I was cutting it. Uh, Jeez, bro. Both my thumbnails are bent backwards. I don't know why that didn't like it is. Okay, that didn't hurt too much. I'll have to trim them later tonight. Right, let's finish opening everything. Like lock, pump. Right, and now also in here too, I'm gonna throw in both sets of flint and steel I brought. My survival blanket, my carabiner. What's that? What is this? order on Grubhub with $0 delivery fee. I'm gonna keep that. That might be useful sometime. Let's put this in our toiletries bag. These are a bunch of hair ties. And then our laundry should be done soon, so I've gotten all the miscellaneous, like not laundry items, all sorted, which I believe I have. You know, honestly, I think we're gonna move the med kit into here. This is gonna be like the survival stuff. We're gonna move the med kit and the flashlight. No, we'll leave the flashlights in here because I'll probably need the flashlights if I'm gonna read or write stuff at night. So, yes, sir. There's a lot of noise going on. Hopefully, it's not picking up because the mics can't really seem to pick me up from too far away. So let's throw away all the plastic from everything here. Put this Grubhub card in here. Throw away all this. Okay, now that we've organized that, I can open this up, this top pouch, right, of my backpack. Oh, that my ghillie saw just fell out of. Which is cool because this ghillie saw will go in the survival bag. Alright, so I'll just show you guys again. We have, I'm gonna say like, right, chargers. This is where the stand of the phone is going on. Will go in. Batteries, lights, stuff like that in here. This other one we got important stuff like knives, ghillie saws, first aid kit, carabiners, tire patch kits, all that. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna start organizing stuff again. So all my clothes that I pulled out, are already up here. I have a towel and another towel, like a smaller one right there. I'm gonna go ahead and put both of these things in the top pouch that we just sorted stuff into. I didn't airtight this one. Shoot, I haven't really been talking about much. Today's subject: ignorance is bliss. Nah, that one's a boring one. I know I said I was going to talk about is man naturally born good or evil, so might as well. But I feel like that's also a very common and boring one. Alright. No, I don't know why. Okay, so we're going to put the clothes back in here. And then we need to go move over our clothes. So, and it's also too, it's free dryers here. So you just have to pay to wash, which I guess is pretty nice. Shuffle clothes. Here, sweatshirt. Oh, you know, I don't know if I took out the ticket that I had in my sweatshirt pocket that I washed. Oh, that's gonna suck. All right, dude, my thumbs hurt so much. Dang it. That's gonna be annoying, especially when I have to ride the bike. Well, let's put everything that goes in here back in here and go check out laundry. I'll leave that up there. Let's go check the laundry. All right, laundry is done. Let's pull it out, and I need to find a dryer actually too. That's gonna be the fun part. All right, we got all the laundry out, and we just need to find a dryer. I don't know. This one looks good because I think these ones are free. I'm not too sure though. Let's try this one. Oh, shoot. All right, guys. This one in my hair again. I feel like that's the best. That's what I have on my hands as well. All right. So. I honestly should have washed. Actually, no, it smells so bad. I have only one sleep. because I don't want to, I like to smell nice, but I feel like it's one thing to have a trash bag walking into random places, in the city. Another thing to have a trash backpack walking into places in the city that smell like that. So, maybe something quiet over there. For now, I'm gonna go sit down and plan things, and I'll check in with you guys when my laundry is done. Hey guys, I'm here, and I'm trying to figure out, I was like looking, I'm like, oh shoot, I need to get a hotel for tomorrow, right? I'm looking at it, and the hotel, or the hostel that I want to stay at, was sold out, which is unfortunate, but I can get another one that's right over by Central Park, which should be fun, and I should probably also look at booking my train out of New York, because I don't want to get stranded in New York, because it's a really expensive place, so I think I'm going to just fully book everything for New York. It should be fun. And then, once I'm done working on this, my clothes are still in the dryer. I think I might run them another 20 minutes just to keep them warm. It should, let me make sure they're dry, actually. And then I think we'll get ready to leave. Oh no, there's still, I mean, it says 0 on here, 0 minutes left, but they're still just doing. I think they keep tumbling so they don't wrinkle. So it should be fine. I think it's a good idea to fully book everything for New York. So that way I have a schedule of when I'm getting there, when I'm leaving, so I don't get stuck. Because if I get stuck in New York, racks up quick, right? Everything's expensive there. Business capital of the world. Alright guys, here for an update. My clothes are finished. So we're gonna, okay, let me move you guys down here actually, so I'm not being so obnoxious with the camera. So also angle it up more so we can actually like have a conversation. I don't know. Conversation, what am I talking about? We're not talking, I'm talking. Alright. So I was doing research, right? Writing everything down because it's really hard to keep track of it all just in my notes, right? Because I have to switch tabs, and I don't know if it's just me, but like when I switch tabs, like I oftentimes I get the same thing of like, when you like walk into another room and like you forget why you went into that room. That's how I feel a lot of times. But it's like when I leave the tab, right? It's also because my attention span is like super short. So it's like I'm in the Amtrak tab. I tab out and then I see like Google Maps or Booking.com, and I'm like, oh shoot, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna get here, right? Or I see, something like that, and it's like I either get sidetracked or I tab out and I start scrolling, and I'm like, wait, what app was I looking for? And I click on an app because I'm like, wait, I can't remember what I was doing. Um, and it's just like, so it's just like I just start doing something else, and then I remember what I was doing, and then I stop doing that other thing, and I later pick it up at another time. And I don't know, my attention span is like, oftentimes it feels like a child that just chugged like a full Mountain Dew and he's never had caffeine before in his life, like, no, that's just how it feels sometimes. But as I was saying, I was doing research on my notebook, and I found that if the cheapest way, right, if I were to go from all the cities I want to go to, it's going to cost me about uh $1,060, right? So about, we'll just say 1,000, right, on and on to get from Cleveland, Ohio, right? Because turns out, here's the thing. I found out it was actually more expensive to go from New York to Niagara than it is to go from Niagara to Cleveland, or from Buffalo to Cleveland, right? Which, I mean, I guess it makes sense, right? New York and are further, but for some reason I thought that one was going to be more expensive than this. I thought it was going to be more than $50. It's not, so we wouldn't use the pass on it because that's like a waste of money, right? So over the course of 9 segments, right, for $60, right? Or it might have been less. It might have been more segments, right? But I was comparing what's the fewest amount of segments I can take compared to the cheapest amount I can pay, because that's what I'm worried about if I get the USA Rail Pass. And let's see, did I leave it in my pocket? I'd imagine I did. Oh, I didn't leave it in my pocket. Oh, it's still kind of wet in there. It's not good. But I think this is going to be the only thing that is still wet. So, oh, I forgot to close the dryer. But basically, that's where we're at, right? Is that it would cost $1,000 the cheapest way, and the least amount of transfers I could take to get from Cleveland up to Montana, right? So that includes going down from Cleveland down to uh, I'll put like the map on my screen. Okay, I have to do editing twice in this video. I have to do it at the beginning and I have to do it now. I'm sorry, future me, right? But as you can see, right, we would be going from Cleveland to um, North Carolina, right? Uh, I think that one was two. I don't know. I don't have the thing with me that I don't have my notebook with me, right? But Cleveland to North Carolina, right? And then I would be taking a train from North Carolina or from Columbia down to Miami, right? Which I think I can do in one segment. Then from Miami down. Then if I want to go from Miami to New Orleans, unfortunately I have to go back up to the DC area and take a train. So I have to go from Miami up to DC, from DC down to New Orleans, right? And here's the fun part. If I want to go from New Orleans to Dallas, I have to do the same thing, right? I have to go up and then back down, right? I have to go up to Chicago, I think, for that one, right? Which is just absolutely insane. So, and then um, if I want to go from Dallas to the Montana city, which is Libby, Montana, and then because the other city in Montana that I want to go to, Bozeman, doesn't have a direct train route, so it's like we'd have to go. I would have to do some weird finicky thing, right? I'll figure it out. That's a way later me problem, right? But that's just right. Doing all of that, right? I'll have like the route that I would have to do. Um, like I said, up on the screen, you can see. You'll notice there's a lot of backtracking, right? So I still haven't compared if it would be cheaper, like to take a bus from. It'd probably be cheaper to take a bus from uh, New Orleans to Dallas. Let me get my paper. So the cheapest I could find from New Orleans to Dallas was $114, right? And it had two segments, right? So that barely pays for itself, right, with the train pass. But with the train pass, we could take that. That's like one of the routes that like leaves at like 2 in the morning, right? With the USA Rail Pass, we can just take any train that's leaving as long as both routes have a coach pass, right? That's what we need. Um, as well as two like the cheaper ones like that. Sometimes they have like a layover time of like 11 hours, right? Insane. So right, it's basically like a whole day in a city. So that's what we're working with, right? We have to. So if I can find a bus ticket that was, I still, like I said, there's still some research that I need to do. And at this rate, I'm not planning on buying a USA Rail Pass until Cleveland, right? Because Cleveland is, I'll probably be in Cleveland, like leaving Cleveland. Hopefully, I want to say, well, because I'll be leaving Toronto in like on the 15th or something like that, right? Somewhere around there. Probably a bit before that, right? So I'll probably be leaving Cleveland. I'm just gonna say we'll just say the 17th, right? We'll just be slightly, like I'm speeding through the city, right? If that is, what the heck? Oh, you got to be kidding me! One random sock? Did I leave a sock in the dryer? No, no sock in the dryer, and I know I checked the washer. Huh. Well, how how odd. Um, that means maybe it's in my beanie? No. Maybe it got wrapped up in one of my other clothes and I'll find it later. Hopefully that's the case. Okay, so let's see. One pair of socks, two pair of socks, three. Yeah, because I've worn four pairs of socks and I don't have a fourth pair. I have 3.5 pairs of socks. So if I can find a bus ticket cheaper from Dallas to New Orleans, that would honestly be preferred. And then that way I don't have to take a train all the way up to Chicago, right? That would honestly be better. And then that gets rid of 2 seconds. Or actually, yes. But then here's the fun part. To get from Dallas to Libby, Montana, the city that I want to go to, it would take it would take actually like probably a few days, right? But it would cost at the minimum because it costs $120 to get to Dallas or to get from Dallas to Chicago. Then from Chicago to Libby, it's going to cost um, from Chicago to Libby, it's going to cost what's 230 plus 120. Um, I'm sorry, it's so tired. I'm usually normally good at that. That's 350. It would cost minimum dollars 350 to get from uh, Dallas to Libby, right? Or I can use 2 segments to get from there, which is equivalent to $100, right? So I just need to make sure that it's going to be worth it, right? That I'm going to actually end up, right? That there's not segments that it would just be cheaper to buy to, right? But even if there are segments cheaper, right? If it's going to be cheaper overall to buy a pass, because that's the whole idea that I'm like that's why I'm writing it all out. I'm trying to figure out is it cheaper to buy a pass or to just travel, but right. So obviously from Columbia to Miami, we're going to need one, right? That's one route, $104, right? We're also obviously going to need one from Cleveland to Charlotte, right? That's we're just gonna say another $100 for 2 segments. So right, that's 300 right there. Right, I'm like converting that into segments. Right, so 300 right there. Now to get from Miami to New Orleans, we could also take a bus because it would be 300. And I bet you 300 or 2 segments, right? So 300 or 50, 300 or $100, right? Or $150 per segment. So I think you can understand like where I'm getting at here. I need to look at bus prices, right? That's going to be next because if I can find like a Greyhound from, because I probably can find a Greyhound from New Orleans or from Miami to New Orleans for cheaper than $290, right? And that Miami to New Orleans would take 60-ish hours, right? That's 24 hours, 48 hours, no, that's less than 3 days, but still more than 2 days, right? Insane amount. However, right, like I said, the minimum from Dallas to right, and also too, so that means that I can go from Cleveland to Libby, and then Libby probably to Portland, right? So like getting me closer to home in Bakersfield. I could probably do all of that for $500. That's crazy, right? Insane. So that's what we're gonna want, right? Probably that's probably what we're gonna want. Is that because like it's like okay, even if you can get a ticket cheaper from Miami to New Orleans, right? Let's say you can get a ticket from Miami to New Orleans for $100, right? Compared to like the basically 300 that this is asking, right? Uh, that right? Because we definitely need the train from Cleveland to Charlotte, right? I could look at bus routes, but I doubt a bus route from Cleveland to Charlotte is going to be less than 200 or less than 100 in the segment wise, right? Um, right, it's going to be cheaper there because right. So again, I need to look at bus routes. I will compare bus routes to this, and I will determine. But again, because if I spend over $500 on any like combined, right? Like maybe if all the bus routes add up and it's less than $500 spent on train tickets, right? Even if it's close, I can still go on $500 for all of this, right? That's the crazy part. So, well, $500 plus the, let's see, 100, 200, like $225, right? So $725 would be the rest of my trip, right? And if I get the refund for the hotel, right, that is totally doable because then that's just right. That's awesome sauce, right? There's no other way to put it. So, currently putting everything in my bag. So, that's what we're gonna have to do, most likely. Right? I have all the way till I leave from Cleveland, right? Because I don't want to start my pass until I'm leaving from Cleveland. Because if I like start it when I'm leaving to Niagara, sure, I'm saving $50. But the issue is if I start it there, I have to finish the trip because I'd be leaving Niagara on the 10th. That means I'd have to finish the trip by October 10th. Right. No bueno. We don't want that. So I want to actually enjoy my time in each city. 4 new pairs of cargo pants, clean and ready to go. Let's pack these bad boys in here. Oh, I gotta loosen the straps on my backpack while I pack clothes in here so I have more room, and then I can tighten them down at the end. Also, too, after this, we're gonna go back over to Taco Bell, and I'm just gonna get a Baja Blast and something light to eat. Because while I was in Taco Bell, I think again somebody thought I was homeless because somebody came up to me and was like, one of the workers was like, "Hey, do you want 2 Crunchwrap Supremes?" Or I was like, "What? I didn't order them." He's like, "Yeah, no. Do you want them though?" I was like, "Sure." And I don't know, he just like handed it to me like with a I don't maybe I'm overthinking it because I'm self-conscious that people that I because you know as much as a lot of people know me where I don't care what people think, which is mostly true, right? When I start to really think, like, I don't get too upset over it. It's just like I get upset over it pretty much like because I'm meant to fit in a group, right? That's if you're not in a group, you'll die, right? That's how it works in the wild, right? That's again, we're tribal species, So I want to fit in, right? There's that need, that urge that I feel like I need to fit in, and if I don't, I'm gonna die, right? So I do care about what other people think because I kind of have to. But the moment I start thinking about it a little bit more, I'm like, wait, why do I care? That's when it's really like I don't have to. So let me grab the rest of my stuff. Uh, like a hand. It's crazy how useful backpacks are. I wonder where the first backpack was invented. I'm surprised I don't know that. I feel like I would have heard that at some point. Um. So yeah, that's where we're at now. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I'm gonna try and put as many visuals on top of it as I can, so it's not just For all you visual watchers out there, with me included, you can kind of try to follow along. Also, too, gonna take off the Crocs, put on my normal shoes now, so I don't. Uh, don't worry, I'm not barefoot. Like I've said before, I'm putting on socks because I don't want my bare feet touching things, and two, I don't want to stink up the place because I know my feet probably stink. So yes, we need to figure out bus routes. But like I said, even if I'm gonna be like with the bus routes plus train tickets, I'm gonna have to spend less than $500. Otherwise, it's a million times cheaper to do it this route. But I also need to figure out if I can do this route in the time, because if it's taking like 60 hours between city and city, then am I really getting that experience? Because I'm going to be on the train the entire time? No, you're fine. I'm sorry, it was in the way. I need to become more aware. I'm like out here getting in the way of everybody and just being obnoxious. Obnoxious content creator is annoying in a supermarket and gets kicked out. That's what it feels like. This isn't completely aired now. I forgot I was recording again. See, short attention span. I'm also tired. I mean, I shouldn't really be tired. I've only been up awake for 10 hours. It's just because it's getting late. So yeah, I need to figure out if this is worth the time. You know, so I'm gonna put down. I have all the prices, routes. I need to add the hours here. How many segments each are. Um, Also too, once I get to Libby, Montana, I need to still get back to Bakersfield, and it's 4 segments for like $269, which is crazy. But it's just because California has a lot of connecting rails. So yeah, you know how it is. See, look, I'm out here getting in the way. My carts are rolling around. I need to walk. All right, so let's finish putting rain clothes. No, rain clothes need to be all the way on top. So towels need to go underneath this. And I can do sweatshirt. I feel like it was taller than before. Oh well. Food bag. High vis vest. Okay. Now rain clothes. Shoot, I got it. Now that can go up on top of my bag. Chopped sunglasses. And yes, I do get my sunglasses from Dollar General because it's cheap. And I found it. I found that I tend to be careful with my sunglasses, except for when I'm not, and when I'm not, I'm super, super uncareful. So they would break no matter what, right? Like normally a pair of these sunglasses, I don't know where my current pair went. Oh, it's in the food bag. That's right. I also too, I use my food bag as like a day bag, right? So it's really so I can like leave my big food. I can take some snacks with me if I'm going somewhere, right? And this thing being on wheels does not help. There we go. So yeah, this recording has been 20 minutes long, which is crazy. But yeah, so it's nice because I can take some things I want with me. Like tomorrow when we get to the hostel, it will be we'll get there at 2, and it'll take me about it says 30 minutes to bike there, but realistically it's gonna be like 45. I'm gonna put my belt in the top of this too, and we need to put the backpack. Oh my goodness, what am I doing? I completely forgot to put these in their bag. Let me do that now. It's the wrong one. Oh, also too, I don't know if I told you guys, but when I was getting my, because in order to get a card costs $3, right? And you have to load a minimum of $10 on here, which means that you get 7, right? So I was asking them because at first I thought you could either, because it said only laundry cards, right? Right? No. So I'm like, oh, I thought I could use cash or a laundry card. And I was asking the person next to me, hey, would it be cheaper for me to use the ATM or the laundry card? And an old guy came up to me and said, because I was like, yeah, this is my first time coming here and I'm not going to come here again. And an old guy came up to me and said, hey, so I lose these laundry cards all the time. So I literally have like 3 extra on me. You want this one? It already has $4 on it. I was like, yeah, thanks, man. So I put $10 on here and I used $9 something. So we're just going to give it away to somebody else as well. So hopefully they can find some use out of it because I can guarantee you I will not be using it again. I will not record myself doing that because I don't care enough. But yeah, that's kind of like a good pass it on, you know, kind of like a paying for the guy in the drive-through meal before you. How did this reinflate? So too, I think I left part of my thing. My how long has my face not been in frame? Oh well, we'll figure that out later. I think I left part of my stuff here, like on this top part, like mainly these Ziploc bags. So I wonder like how many people didn't go here because there's already stuff here, and I feel like like that's such a hog thing to do, just hogging it all up. Put these away. Here, got my trusty sweatshirt that goes around my waist because I need that hip protection. I'll put it around my waist now. All right, got the securely on. Put away the notebook and lead pencil. Close it. Zip this bag all the way up, except leave 3/4 of an inch. All squeezed out. Basically, vacuum sealed. This thing is pretty freaking high, I can't lie. Alright. Oh, I left the pouch back here open. Also, too, I accidentally had this in one of my cargo pants pockets, because these are my cargo pants and my scout pants pockets. This is the old patch that goes on my shirt right here. I took it off when I got to somewhere because I realized that I wasn't in this patrol anymore. I think it was like right after my Eagle Court of Honor. They still had it on, so it's gonna go all over the country with me. Should be fun. If you guys aren't enjoying so far, maybe think about subscribing. You know, subscribing is free. You can always change your mind later if you don't, or especially too if the series stops and you just, you know, don't care what I do after this anymore. You can always unsubscribe. But if you subscribe, and there should be a little bell next to it, you click it and you click all notifications. It should alert you every time I upload a new video, so you won't just be like, huh, I haven't, like, you know, so you don't just forget about it. Forget about it. Alright, I think that's everything already in the bag. Let me give away this card and then let's go over to Taco Bell. Alright guys, just got here at Taco Bell, right? What did it say? 7-layer burritos back, right? I hooked up my bike to the pole, right? I gotta open up the door, right? Because it said they were open online. Guess what, they weren't. They closed at 10 p.m. It's like 10:01. So, or no, it's 11:01, sorry. So I'm gonna go over to the McDonald's down the street, and over there they close at 12, so we're gonna go over there and we're gonna get food over there for the night. And then we're gonna go find a place for tonight. So I'll catch you guys all later. Well, guys, guess it's another night without dinner, because I really should have checked before I locked up my bike again, but they are closed too. So, you know, we gotta figure out something. I mean, there's a Family Dollar right here. I mainly just wanted like a sweet drink, right, like a Baja Blast. So, gonna have to bike all the way back there, because that direction is where the park is, which is where we're gonna set up in the same spot, this time in the dark. So, yeah, I don't know, this part of town is like nobody, you know, like there's not even like a person walking on the side street. There's not even a homeless person, right? It's nothing, which is like eerily creepy, especially when there's no cars. Like right now there's cars passing, but when there's not cars passing, it's like, you know, whew. So yeah, I'm gonna head back to the park. I guess for tonight we'll just drink some Mio and eat some M&Ms. Should make it. Let me check at the Family Dollars. I mean, the lights on the Family Dollar sign aren't open, but I don't know if they ever are. Let me check if it says they're open on the website. If it does, then I'll go try and open it. Maybe not. The Dollar General is right down there. Right, everything is kind of along this street. The Taco Bell's right next to the park. Down here, McDonald's, Family Dollar, Dollar Tree. So yeah, I'm just gonna check what the hours online say. All right, guys, it doesn't say anything. It's open near us. I mean, like, it says there's like a Mexican restaurant down past the park that's open, but I don't even know if I trust it anymore. You know, because I feel like it's just going off of what their hours are normally, or like that's the furthest it reaches. Because like here and at the Taco Bell, it says that they're open until 12 a.m. on Fridays and Saturdays, right? That might be just what it's basing it off of, which sucks. I can't even like submit a request from them to update it so it doesn't happen to more people. But I don't know. I was really thirsty. I didn't drink any water from my bag, so I was like, no, I'm gonna drink a Baja Blast, and I really want a Baja Blast. Tomorrow, before we leave, I think we're gonna get a Baja Blast, because our train, I almost keep about to say flight, leaves at 11 a.m. So I want to be at the station by 10:30 at the latest, which means that I want to be leaving the park or Taco Bell area at like 8 o'clock. So it gives me 2 hours to get there. So we're gonna wake up probably at 7, go to Taco Bell, get a Baja Blast, drink it for like an hour, and then we're gonna go to... I can't think right now. Then we're gonna go to the train station. Yeah, let's go to the park right now and get set up. All right, guys. I saw a gas station along the way. They said they're open. Hopefully there's like a soda I can grab inside because I'm thirsty. I don't really see a place to like walk up my bike around something. I mean, like, I see it's like a pole over there. But it's next to like the gas area. Oh my, gas is $3.25 here? Dang. I didn't even realize that. I should have been like looking at that earlier. But yeah, I don't really see a place to lock up my bike besides next to the gas pump. And I feel like that would be obstructing. So I just put my bike over the wheel, like through the wheel. The one thing I don't like is, you know, somebody can still come and grab it. So, yeah, I'm gonna look for a soda real quick. All right, guys. I did up chaining my bike to this just real quick. I'm gonna get out of here, but it was mainly because there was a truck right there sitting next to me. And, you know, it's like, sure, somebody's not gonna be able to run away with it, but they could totally just throw it in the truck. And so I just walked over here, tied it up real quick, and I got myself a Arizona, a new flavor I haven't tried before. It's like, looks like a bomb pop on the cover. So we're gonna get to the park, set up, and we'll try it out. Here in the park, they got cars coming through right now. I set up, I don't know if you can see, somewhere over there. So I'm gonna get out my headlight, clear the area, make sure it's clear. Like there's nobody here. Set up in the same spot. And then go to bed. What is that? I wonder if that'll make me trip balls or will kill me. No? Alright. Oof. Oh, look at that thing right there. Focus camera. Focus so the people can see. It'll make me get closer. Wow. Beauty. I'm Australian, mate. Oh, this is the tree that I hooked up my bike to last night. There's a spider on it though. I'll just do that tree right there. All right. I'm not gonna do a time lapse this time. Hopefully you can still see me. I'll do that. I'm not gonna do a time lapse this time because it's dark and I just want to get in my hammock. You know, it's weird being out in the park alone. Oh well, I know the exact location of where I am. People have it as well. I'm gonna start setting up the hammock. The crazy thing is, like, I can see my breath. It's like kind of that cold, if you know what I mean. So I want to get in my hammock, get warm, but also too, it's like it's not cold enough for the bugs to go away. So like there's still moths flying in my face because of the light. So I'll set up the hammock. I'll see you guys after I've set it up. All right, guys, we're here. Actually, here, I don't want it to be too bright in here because it is a, you know, there's a tarp right here above me. I'm sitting in the hammock right now, by the way. I'm not laying down. I always like to sit in it for a few minutes, move around, just make sure that it doesn't fall, especially if they're sitting up. But we got the new Coca-Cola flavor here. It is the Tropical Chillsicle juice cocktail. Sounds awesome. Has like a little bomb pop on it. Summertime. I haven't had this one before. It's new to me, so that means it's new enough. Ooh, smells good. That's pretty good. Sorry if I'm slurping a little. I kind of have to because, I mean, I don't have to, but if I don't, it hurts like crazy because I have a filling on my front tooth, so it's super sensitive to hot and cold. And mainly to liquids, you know, like I can chew with it as long as it's not too hot or cold. Like I can't bite ice or bite ice cream. And when I drink, I kind of have to hit the. So that's what you're hearing is that. It's definitely fruity. Tastes like watermelon and strawberry. Honestly, it just tastes like melted. Yeah, honestly, it just tastes like melted popsicle. But like, not as strong, because you know, like melted popsicle is like really strong for whatever reason. It's just lighter than that. It's good. Okay, I'm gonna do some more research. Pull out my book. We're gonna get down to business. Do a little researching before we go to bed. I'll check in with you guys before I go to bed and give you guys an update. Oh, but tomorrow we are gonna be waking up at 7. And it's probably almost midnight by now since I sit up in the hammock. So that means that we're gonna have to. I want to go to bed soon because I don't want to get like 4 hours of sleep and then have to bike 5 miles. That's not fun. So I'll check in with you guys later. Oh, also too, something slightly different. I put the hammock opening on the other side. So it's gonna be, it's facing, now the opening is facing south. So technically that does mean that my head goes on a different side, but I don't know. I think it's also too, in hammocks, from what I understand, you're supposed to put your feet on the higher side, right? If you've ever been camping before, right, like in a tent, they usually tell you when you're laying, because you lay flat on the tent, you know, on a sleeping pad, they usually tell you, make sure that your head is higher, right? So the blood doesn't rush to your head in the middle of the night and it can give you headaches, it can pop blood vessels, give you, like, make your eye, I forget what it is, a hernia? No. I think that's like something that kills you. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Right, but they tell you to always have your head higher so blood doesn't rush your feet. But in a hammock, I think you're supposed to have your feet higher, like, or on the higher end, because so that way you don't slide around. If you have your head on the higher end, you slide down. But what do I know? Okay, I'm gonna do some research. I'll check in with you guys later. Okay, guys. It hasn't been that long. I almost said okay, guys. I need to stop saying all right and okay, guys, because I say that a lot. I'm going to start being like, what's up, homies? Hola. Greetings. Because, you know, like, again, for me, it's been like a while. It's been like 30 minutes since I checked in. So, it feels like, well, for me, well, for you, I'd imagine it's just like every, like, 3 seconds. It's like, what is this dude saying? It just keeps, like, every 3 minutes, he's going, okay, guys, all right, guys, what's up, guys? Need another word than guys. What's up, bros? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. But no research was really done. I'm tired. I want to go to bed. So I'm going to record a reel for Instagram, and then I'm going to go to bed. But this is the end of this video. I have some editing to do on it. Because, I told myself I would in 2 areas I know of. Hopefully I'm not forgetting any. I know I have to put up the map at the beginning, and then I have to, like, put up another alternate map at the laundromat when I'm explaining it. I'm gonna, like, draw on it with red what the bus route would look, or what the train route would look like. So my eyes are, like, really dark green. It's crazy how much my eyes change. Like, I didn't realize it. I don't know if you can see it by my breath. I can see it. It's pretty thick. But I'm eepy, so I'm gonna go to sleep. Good night, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your day, rest of your night, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Have a wonderful that, and I will see you guys all tomorrow. Well, tomorrow for me. You might see me like 20 seconds later if you click on like another video of like you're like one of my friends who was like, yeah, I'm just gonna binge watch all the way through once they're all out. So, Ulysses, go to sleep. It's 11 at night. probably. I don't know. That's like gonna be hopefully really funny in like 2 months when he texts me like, yo, bro, why'd you call me out? But for all of you, you're like, what is this guy talking about? So, see you guys all tomorrow. Good night.